Hello everyone and welcome back to a Kerbal Space Program video on this channel on time on Saturday, 1 week after my last Kerbal Space Program video. And what a weird intro, I hear you saying, but not weird when you hear the context of what I have to say next. And that is that, for the past however many years, I've been uploading Kerbal Space Program videos every single Saturday, every single week, and it's worked out pretty well for me. But recently, I can't help but notice the elephant in the room, and that is that my Kerbal Space Program video views have been sharply declining and dwindling, and they're just not performing very well at all compared to how they have historically. And meanwhile, my Space This Week videos, my space news content, has been doing exceedingly well. And I think I'm reaching that crossroads that my fellow KSP YouTubers like Marcus House and Scott Manley reached, where it's starting to feel like the viewers are no longer really that interested in Kerbal Space Program content anymore. Now, I'm not saying, before anyone comments, I'm not ending Kerbal Space Program. That is not what I want to do at all, because I really like playing Kerbal Space Program. But I'll tell you what I don't like about playing Kerbal Space Program is this constant looming pressure that I have to try and come up with a really interesting mission concept, which is actually a very hard thing to do when you've got a back catalogue the size of mine. Come up with a really interesting mission concept and then make it challenging enough that people will be interested in watching it, and then actually do that mission, edit the video, condense it down, get all edited, I guess, and then come up with a commentary and do all that, and then upload it, make sure it's all fine. Doing that every single week with a full-time job where I work 10 hours a day, it's a lot. And considering the fact that I think people are starting to, I feel like people are used to my KSP content. Like, they get it. This is what a Matt Lowne video is. And Matt Lowne's uploaded a video that's very similar to a previous Matt Lowne video. Why should I watch this? And I think that's because ultimately when you're uploading this silly schedule that I've got where I'm uploading a KSP video every single week, eventually I'm going to just sort of plateau, or I guess come and get into the same rhythm every single time, and it comes to a point where it's like, I'd like to do something more. I'd like to do more ambitious missions. I built my channel's foundations on doing challenges, like challenging missions, difficult missions, things like that. And I don't think I can really challenge myself and what the community has come to expect of KSP YouTubers with a weekly upload schedule. I would love to make videos like Strats and Blitz and Bradley Wiston's and people like that, where it's a really impressive mission. It makes people go, wow, that's amazing. I didn't know that was possible. And it's just not possible for me to do that sort of thing in a 5-day turnaround, unfortunately. And don't forget, I've got to also edit space news alongside the KSP video as well. So this is by no means me announcing. It's certainly not me announcing that I'm retiring from Kerbal Space Program, but it's me announcing that I would like to maybe try something new with Kerbal Space Program content, in that videos will be done when they're done, and then I can make more missions that I'm proud of. Like some of the proudest missions I've done, like for example in recent memory, was the single stage to orbit to anywhere, I need to rephrase this, the SSTO mission I did, where I launched an SSTO and visited every single planet and moon without mining or refueling. I was super stoked to do that mission. I was really happy with it, and I really liked that. But I had to make that mission over the course of several weeks while also doing several other KSP missions throughout its runtime. And as a consequence, it was very stressful. It was overall not a pleasant experience, but I'm really happy with how the video came out. Another one is the how far can the Kerbal X rocket go? The Kerbal X is a rocket that's advertised as being able to go to Mun at a push, but mostly just to Minmus. And I had an idea saying, I think it's got the Delta V to go to the Joule system and land on 2 of Joule's moons, or even maybe land on Elu. So I did that. I pushed it to its limits, and I got it to land on Bop and Pol in a single mission without refueling. And again, mission I was super happy with. But again, I had to make that mission alongside others, and it was very stressful. And the missions that I have to do alongside these hugely complex ones, they're not that impressive. I guess they have to be pretty easy. They're usually just low curve in orbit things, because I've only got so many hours in the day, and it's tricky for me to keep it up, and I have to sit back. I turned 27 in July, and I'm approaching 30, and it's quite a big thing for me, and I'm kind of in a weirdly deep, and I'm not complaining about YouTuber burnout or anything like that, because I love YouTube, and this is not a cry for help or some me complaining and you guys go, well, you've still got like an amazing job. Like, no, it's not that at all. But it's like, I'm pushing 30 and I feel like I come home from work at like 6:30 p.m. and I will sit at my my PC. I don't know why I need to say gaming PC, because I'm about to say I'm making a gaming video, but I'll sit at my PC and I will open up Kerbal Space Program and then sit and just panic for a bit about what I'm going to do this week. What should I do? Then try and make about 10 different iterations of a craft that don't work before finally coming one that does work. Then I got to think, right now I've got to do the mission and film the mission and then import it into my editing software and then edit it and then do the commentary, which together takes about 2 evenings in my week. And then it comes to like Thursday night. And then it's like, okay, now I've got to think about like Space This Week scripts and stuff. And it's like, every single evening of my life, I'm spending, editing and doing stuff. And I just don't think it's a healthy way to spend my 20s. Like, I'm living in... This is the golden years for most people. And certainly I'd like it to be my golden years. Thank you. So, that sounded like... I wasn't targeting at you. I'm just saying I would like this point of my life to be when I'm young. I can do stuff. I can spend my evenings doing what I want, and at the moment I've kind of locked myself into this arbitrary schedule where I can't. And I would really like to be able to do that. And I think one of the things that really sort of was a real, I don't know, one of the things that really made me sort of consider my life, as pathetic as that sounds, was Sean Locke recently passed away a couple of weeks ago. And he was that's the first big celebrity death that I can think of in recent years that really, really hit me. Like, Sean Locke has been like a comedian that I've grown up watching. And I love watching like his stand-up. He's amazing. And watching him on 8 out of 10 Cats and all the other shows. It's like, just to hear that he just died, I'm like, oh, that's it. He's just gone now. And he was only 58. And I'm like, what if, I don't know what's going to happen in my life. What if I like get the same cancer that he had and I'm gone by, in my 40s? As horrible and morbid as that sounds. Would I be happy with how I spent my life? And I just worried that I would look back and think I worked too hard. And I spent all my time working, and that's my innings. And I want some more. I guess I just want more freedom. And I think Kerbal Space Program is like, I love Kerbal Space Program, don't get me wrong. I love making content for you guys, and I love sharing my content with you guys. And it really does pay me to say this, but I just don't think that it's healthy for me to do these weekly Kerbal Space Program videos anymore, especially with Space This Week also being a weekly series. I don't think I can do both. And I remember a time in my life, the most stressed I've ever been in my entire life was late 2020, when I was running Space This Week, Kerbal Space Program, and Planet Coaster all alongside one another. And it was too much. So I desperately just raced to get Planet Coaster done. I worked very, very hard. Just crank out all the videos so it's just done. Excise that from my life and get one evening a week back. And then I can sort of focus on Space This Week and Kerbal Space Program. And now I've been toying with the idea of, not making Kerbal Space Program a weekly show for a while. And I think just recently with the Kerbal Space Program views seemingly just plummeting out of nowhere, and Space This Week also just really taking off, and just, a couple of events in my life that's maybe assess the situation. I'm like, is this really worth it anymore? And I just think that I could produce better content for you guys, be happier in myself, be less stressed, and have more videos that I'm proud of, genuinely proud of, if I get rid of this silly weekly schedule. And that's by no means me saying that, oh, by the way, I messed up and had to quick load that. By the way, for the video, I did a KSP mission, put the footage together to like 15 minutes and saying, and now I will just talk over this and see how things go. I might not even keep this. If you're hearing this, then obviously I considered it mediocre enough to publish, but regardless, where even was I? I think something along the lines of, yes, I think getting rid of this commitment to one video every Saturday means that I can focus more on missions that I really want to do. And I can make videos that I think you guys would prefer watching, because they'll be better videos, I think, and they'll be more ambitious in their nature. And I think everyone will benefit overall. If you're really, really craving the Matt Lowne commentary every Saturday, then the chances are statistically you've not been subscribed to my channel since its inception, which was 2015, I think. So you'll probably have a big enough back catalogue of unwatched Matt Lowne videos where you can just watch an older video of mine. I think my videos have a pretty consistent level of quality. I think maybe from 2016's commentaries, I pretty much got into my groove with the commentaries there. And speaking of 2016 commentaries, I consider a big turning point for my channel was when I decided to terminate my music videos. So if anyone doesn't remember, in 2015 and 2016, which is really where my channel grew from, like that's where I got my foundation, I just uploaded music videos. They were like 2 or 3 minutes long. They weren't monetizable because they used copyrighted music, and I would just do impressive missions, edit it in a snappy, punchy way, make a nice music video, and that's what I did. And then I made a video saying, by the way, guys, I'm thinking of doing more commentaries. And I'm not saying that I'm going to get rid of music videos, but I want to do more commentaries because the current state of YouTube, this was like around the time the adpocalypse and all that drama started happening. So I was a bit concerned about, preserving my channel's existence. So I was like, I'd like to try more commentaries. I think I can get more engagement out of people in commentaries. And by introducing my personalities, my videos, it will make them a bit more, I guess, personal to this channel, and they can form a bit of a better relationship as a creator-audience relationship, and I think it'll be a positive influence overall. And at the time, the reception was pretty negative. Like, people weren't really that into more commentaries and stuff. And now I feel, at least, I hope it's not too arrogant for me to say that, I feel like now people don't really want music videos. They want a commentary, because whenever I upload a commentary and a music video, the music video does like rubbish. It gets like less than 10,000 views, whereas the commentary does very well. And so I think this might be a similar situation where people will be hearing this news, and I know there'll be some of you who are probably not watching this video by now. You've clicked off and have now said, oh, Matt only wants money, or he's getting stressed even though he has the best job in the world. And I'm not saying that being a YouTuber is not the best job in the world. I love it so much. But I think that in time, when you see the content that I'll be able to produce without this weekly commitment, I think it'll be, a reassurance that, yeah, maybe this is a good step in the right direction. And hey, if it fails, it fails. I can go back to doing this sort of thing. And this is by no means me saying, I said this earlier in the video, I know, but I can't remember how I ended that tangent. And I'm not stopping the commentary now because I'm already hemorrhaging subscribers probably by this point. So let's just continue pressing on anyway. This is by no means me saying that I'm ending weekly content. I'm sure there'll be many, many weeks where I have a Kerbal Space Program every week. Maybe I should say many, many months where there's a Kerbal Space Program video every single week, because I've got some great ideas for series that I can do. Like, I've got to finish Life on Lathe and Destination Junior as well, and I feel like those series have sort of run their course, and I don't know how to cap them off, so I've got to come up with some ending for that. But like series like that, where I've got a set goal, there's like steps I can take, and I can not quickly, but I can build all the craft all at once, because I know how they're going to all connect. I can film the respective missions for each craft, and I can edit them, and that's an easy thing for me to do week on week. It's not a big pressure, it's not a big time thing, it's not very stressful or anything like that. The main stress comes from just sitting there, not knowing what on earth I'm going to do for a given week. And maybe the answer is in mods. Maybe I should do some more modded gameplay. I'd like to do some more modded gameplay. I feel like I've pretty much exhausted everything that can be done in stock Kerbal Space Program, so maybe that's a thing I can do. I think I just want more time to think about the content I want to make and plan out videos a bit more, because with the week-on-week schedule, it sort of comes around to Monday and I have to immediately start thinking about what I can do. And I just haven't really got time to consider mods and what mods exist these days and what people are doing on the subreddit. I just have to sort of knuckle down and get making stuff immediately. And that's something I think is probably becoming a hindrance. I have to assume that I know YouTube's algorithm is a fickle beast, so I'm not going to shoulder all of the blame. But I feel like a lot of the reason why my videos have been plummeting in views is because they're becoming repetitive, because there is ultimately only so much you can do in stock Kerbal Space Program with a 5-day turnaround between videos. Eventually you're going to run out of ideas, and either I take more time to make videos so I can make more impressive things, like I said earlier, Strats and Blitzes, your Bradley Wistances, etc, etc, but also, it gives you more time to reflect on stuff and research things and, look at mods, getting mods working and things like that. The mod showcases, there's lots more opportunity that I could do if I had more time. And that's really the thing I was thinking of just sort of saying in this video, saying like I'm thinking about not doing KSP weekly, maybe bi-weekly or tri-weekly, something like that. It's not going to become an obscure once every so often series on this channel. It's still going to be a mainstay on this channel. But how frequently I'm going to do it, I'm not quite sure. And that's just why I'm making this video. It's just to sort of say to you guys, hey guys, heads up, Kerbal Space Program might not be every single week anymore. And that's a relief to say. And I think it's going to be beneficial for me. It's going to be beneficial for you guys. I think this is a good step forward for my channel. But I would love to hear your thoughts. I will read the comments for this video. And I'll accept any criticism you guys would have. It probably is quite deserved. But I'm interested in what you guys want to say. By the way, there were Patreons and suggestions on screen from people. I'm not going to do that the whole thing after this video. So thank you guys so much for watching. And I hope to see you in the next one.